In the meantime, has anybody made any donations to get Ryan cracked on that bottle?
Yeah, what's up? Oh, I want to drink some anyway, so $50.
I'm sorry. Ryan has I've never been on a stream with Ryan. Obviously, I've seen his work, but he's immediately reminded me, maybe it's because I'm drunk, of our good friend Oldgard from Oklahoma, who's also a native and also likes to drink. So I don't know where this is. Is anybody else feeling this? You know what I'm saying?
I don't drink that often because it's
all
so
natives
expensive.
want to drink.
Wow.
Here we go. The onslaught is starting. Scott Baker with 50 says, yes, let's get Ryan hammered and get into 9/11 truce. Camus Key drops another 50 and says, drink.
Okay.
Also, James
that went quick.
One Sandry says, good morning from Western Australia. Love and support to all you Canadian bigots. He is getting into her now. It's another 110 there. Guys, we've definitely cracked 40,000.
110 is a great number. It's like, one off from 109. All right. This is 110 is the dream, right?
110 and never again.
Beautifully executed.
This is starting off with Captain America. Double shot.
Nice.
Cheers to that. Maybe we'll change this background up to something a
all
little
right.
more.
9/11, huh? No.
All right. If you had to drop one of the biggest truths from 9/11 that you think is undertold, the most important, if you had to drop one.
Tell us
the most important and most undertold is the anthrax saga, because this is something you don't have to argue with people about buildings or anything like that. Concrete evidence admitted by our own institutions, right? They lied about a meeting in Prague. They said Mohammed Atta met with senior Iraqi officials in Prague where he received a transfer of anthrax. And the first anthrax notes after September 11th were blamed on Al-Qaeda. And they were sent from the Al-Qaeda cells in Florida, New Jersey, mimicking like somebody knew where they were and sent them as a false flag to blame them for a bioterrorist attack. They later dropped that because there was no meeting in Prague, and they chased around Stephen Hatfield for a while and settled on Bruce Ivins, and he was Epsteined. Days before his trial. After he died, he was exonerated. He could not have made the accelerants that were on the anthrax sent to different senators, Daschle and Leahy. However, the Israeli security forces said they witnessed a transfer from senior Iraqi officials to Atta in Prague. And that got reiterated by James Woolsey, the first paper to report on it, New York Observer, which is owned by Charles Kushner. It is impossible for the Israelis to have witnessed a transfer of anthrax at a meeting that didn't take place between two parties that didn't have anthrax. So they lied. Colin Powell went to the UN with a mock vial of anthrax saying, Iraq's in violation of UN Resolution 1441 stipulating they can't have weapons of mass destruction. The weapon of mass destruction they were pointing to was anthrax and VX gas, supposedly in mobile weapons labs, which was another lie from Judith Miller, who blamed Oklahoma City on Iraq, the 1993 World Trade Center on Iraq. I mean, she was a broken record on Iraq. But there you have indisputable evidence that the Israelis and the former DCI, the head director of the CIA, who's only appointed by Clinton because of Epstein blackmail, they both lied, and then all these American papers and then later British papers reiterated this bull without any retractions. Without the anthrax lie, there's no war in Iraq. So 9/11 should disturb everybody, but we killed almost 1 million Iraqis over nothing. And a lot of American veterans were killed too, about 6,000. And then you add all the suicides after that, and it ends up in the tens of thousands. There were no WMDs in Iraq. And the specific lies about that were yellow cake uranium from Niger, which is Michael Ledeen. And then you have an Office of Special Plans with Douglas Feith and Richard Pearl and Paul Wolfowitz that lied about anthrax and VX gas in mobile weapons labs and chemical weapons under the palace of Saddam, which was William Safire, who got a Guardian of Zion award.
When Ryan talks,
it's such a coincidence here. All these people that were lying about Iraq were of the certain ethnic religious category. But I'll quote Kanye or Ye. I'm not going to say who, but okay, it was.
So
Man,
so Ryan,
well,
the bell is
Ryan,
just
I just
used by
gotta mention-
individuals.
Then when Ryan's
Anytime I hit the bell, it clearly means pedophile, right? Oh wait, that's just 100% overlap. No. Yeah, but that's the part of 9/11 I wish people would focus more on. Like, they lied about anthrax. Like, who really sent it? If it wasn't Bruce Ivins and it wasn't Al Qaeda, where did it come from? Well, it comes from our own labs in Fort Detrick, and I have a long 5-hour film on the. I'm not going to explain all that, but
nobody talks
just get
about
to the
that
point
angle.
where they did not have weapons of mass destruction. One of the said weapons of mass destruction they allegedly had was anthrax. That's what Colin Powell, you see him holding up a vial, it's fake, like this one vial of this toxin, blah, blah, blah. He was lied to, and it was Tenet and Louis Leibowitz that wrote his speech. Y'all know him as Louis Libby. He also ousted Brewster Jennings and Associate, which is a front company that for the CIA, which was a branch run by Valerie Plame, tracking nuclear weapons proliferation. So we were in the dark after he ousted the front company because they all knew those are CIA agents, not listen to them, don't share information with them. That was the Plame affair. Judas Miller went to jail for 85 days, gets out. Libby got disbarred. There was no other punishment other than that. Like, wow, that's amazing. Then they start lying about Iran's nuclear weapons. Like, well, you can't say otherwise because we just outed the entire team in charge of tracking that. Yet the only country in the Middle East that actually has nuclear weapons is Israel. And they stole them from the United States. And I made a movie about that. It's called Numek, how Israel stole the bomb and killed JFK.
Fucking Ryan Dawson comes out like Mike Tyson in the street. And he just, guys, what's up? Bah, bah.